So achieving a clarity of mind, being able to have a clear mind and a clear perspective about what's going on around you and your surroundings so you can navigate from a clearer perspective. You know, when you're driving around in your car and you're having a smog on your windshield and you can't see fucking clearly where you're going. You might hit somebody, you might switch your lane in the wrong time, you might even reverse your gear at the wrong time. You know damn well in the highway going forward, you might reverse because you're like, oh damn, I can't see nothing. Hold on, I gotta go back instead. I gotta go back to what I was doing. Now take that, because that's an allegory about how we try to move forward in our lives, but with a lack of clarity. So imagine how moving forward in your life gets you where you are just based on you moving forward with a mentality that lacks that clarity. So anything that you move forward towards could be a detriment towards your purpose and towards your DNA modulation, because your DNA is sequenced to express itself in a particular manner with a particular set of attributes and characteristics. Meaning that if you don't do the purpose, the attribute, the characteristic, which you're already doing, you just simply now have to become more aware of it, and that's exactly what's going to help you achieve this clarity of mind that I'm talking about. Because when you can clearly see yourself and what is it that you value, what is it that you bring to the table, who are you at your core, how do you take this cosmic chi, how do you take this prana, this pneuma, this universal energy that's in all things in the universe, how do you take that energy and how do you personally go about expressing that energy signature in your everyday interactions or in your everyday lifestyle? So when you're able to see that much more clearly, you're able to know, okay, in this situation, let me move forward, because I know this is my life path. I know this is my sun sign. I know this is my solar plexus. So let me move forward in those type of actions, rather than you moving forward towards some kind of action that you could have just inherited from your environment via a tradition, via a religion, via a school system, which all of these are just really forms of indoctrination, because these are all man-made doctrines. So you got indoctrinated in a man-made doctrine. Now everything around you is man-made. Now man-made things is great. I got a car right now, it's fucking man-made. Hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm about to get me a better vehicle than this, probably a coupe or some shit. But the point being is that just because it's man-made don't mean that it's bad for you. But see, you got to have the ability to observe and analyze and sequence what's going on in front of you, so you can trace those events and be like, oh look, this is connected to this. Oh look, this is connected to this. Because the Bible tells us that in my Father's house there's many mansions. Now it's referring to the one and only temple of motherfucking God. Now all of these houses, all these systems, all these organs inside of you are communicating vicariously. They're all communicating with each other. And they're all having a conversation right now about your current, okay, does this Negro have enough oxygen in his lungs so I can transport it into the blood, and so I can transport it to the brain and all over the body? Okay, is this Negro taking out the trash, taking out the mucus on time so we can, make sure the energy is distributed right? Or is this Negro putting us through stress? So just like that, when I say observe the things outside of you, I mean being able to see your life from a clearer perspective. Why were you amongst those people doing those things in that place at that particular time, where you had the chance not to be there if you just minded your own business from the perspective of you're just doing your purpose? You're more focused on your purpose, more on the carrots that the dominant culture and your friends can dangle at you. Because if I can cause you to have an emotional reaction about something, that means that I can control you, because now I can gaslight you. Now I can emotionally manipulate you. Now I can cause your spirit, you as the observer, to go into a space on demand based on me understanding your habit pattern, based on me spending enough time with you. Now, our friends, our families, and things like that might do it, but they might not do it with people do things and they know what they're doing, so let's not get it twisted. But sometimes, the battle is kind of deep, where you might have an attribute and characteristic where the other person's attribute and characteristic, they don't really respect your attribute and characteristic, and they might impede on your space, and that might cause a little war. So for me, for example, me having 2 in my chart, numerology number 2, which just stands for being peaceful, being intuitive, and things like that. Sometimes if I have wrong individuals in my space, that might cause me to be unpeaceful. That might cause me to be unintuitive. So I start doing dumb things for a peace of mind. The dominant culture hung in front of me like a carrot, because that's what's being projected through the TV media, it's being projected through the entertainment, the celebrities, which is really just fallen stars. They're literally, when you walk on the Hollywood Boulevard and you're walking on top of stars, yeah, they're fucking fallen stars. You're not supposed to walk below them. No, you're supposed to walk like you're above them, because these celebrities, they the fallen spirits. They agree, not that it's good or bad that, you know, some of them want to bend over and get poked in the butt so they can get that $100 million contract for their music career and things like that. But, you know, for everything in life, there's a price that you gotta pay. You need to ask yourself today, what price am I willing to pay so I can achieve a clarity of mind, so I can have a clarity of purpose, so I can establish myself as an authority figure in my particular space, my particular field. Because what you have essentially is a bunch of blind motherfuckers. So you are very fortunate to learn this now, and learn that I promise you, you might not get it now because some of you guys might still be young and things like that, but when you start to really watch your environment, and once you start to level up more than the people, places, and things in your environment, you're going to start to see how we really, when the Bible tells you, my people live in darkness and things like that, meaning that 99.9% of the electromagnetic spectrum, you cannot even see what the fuck is going on. You actually think you are perceiving light right now, but that's just a dumbed down version of light. You actually literally live in darkness, but you being the observer inside of a body, looking outside of this thing, it just looks like a bunch of lights transitioning and things like that. But really, when you get to the core of it, you're really living just in fucking darkness. You might be able to see the camera, you might be able to see me, yo, all that shit, but you really live in darkness. The point of us humans right now living in darkness is because from our relative point of position, where we evolved out from, depending on, you know, who your mother and father is, who you came out of and things like that, you know, there's going to be certain things that are implanted in your DNA as far as an action, a behavior, a religion, because, you know, a lot of spirits, a lot of people like to take over the geographical location first so they can create like a turf and shit like that. Same shit. When you see a gang holding down the fucking block, that's what Christianity and Islam and all them motherfuckers doing. Yes, they holding down the fucking block. They sitting down, they're holding down the block. They're like, oh, nah, bro, it's my territory. Your religion, it ain't getting fucking up in here. Because these are my fucking subjects. I run their fucking minds. I program their minds. And, you know, they might try to exalt themselves into being an outer being after that. I don't know what's on their minds. But what I can tell you is the reason why somebody named Julius Caesar or the Roman Emperor or whatever, the only way the only way you can kill Jesus. So now supposedly he didn't die, but that's the narrative that they played because, you know, they're smart. But the only way you can, how you gonna kill a slick motherfucker like Jesus? Jesus is like slicker than Tupac, yo. You're not gonna get this motherfucker. You know, you're not catching nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in the spirit realm, you see the electromagnetic field clearly, bruh. You're gonna see motherfuckers' actions from a fucking distance. So it ain't gonna do shit to you. You're gonna be way ahead of the game. You're gonna know who's your enemy way before they even say a fucking word. Because it's gonna be about the energy. Because they so dumbed down vibrationally, they don't know how to exist in the spirit realm, in the ether and things like that. And they don't know how to converge all information whenever they need it and things like that. So they get lost in the things of the world. That's why I'm talking about why. That's why it's so important not to get lost in the things of the world, not to get lost in all these distractions, not to get lost in all this love and hip hop, all this drama. Because when you are talking to yourself, when you even utter a word in your brain and emotion, you are doing a fucking prayer. You are praying and you are asking the universe, hey universe, I'm angry, I'm pissed off, fuck my mama, fuck my daddy, and fuck his cousins before him. Now when the universe sees you flaring up like that, like fucking gonorrhea and shit, the universe is gonna be like, okay, let me give him some more conflict, some more bullshit, because that's what you're holding on to. Imagine your mind is a cup of water. You're holding on to this cup of water. You got a particular, you know, alkalinity, acidity metric, whether you're on the positive scale or negative scale. Really, it's just both for transformation. But let's say you got this, fuck you, mom, fuck you, dad, man, fuck the world, man, I hate the world, man, I hate this religion, I hate that friend, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I mean, First of all, that's what I'm saying. You got to put yourself in situations so you can experience purpose and peace and not bullshit. Because we use the lower octave of our attributes and characteristics, and we get ourselves into bullshit with those attributes and characteristics. And when we look at ourselves like, oh God, man, God, man, God, I hate myself, man, God, why you do this to me, man, God, why me, bro? you start to do that fucking ugly cry, shit like that. Don't nobody want to see that. But when you are holding those thoughts and feelings in your mind, you are creating a fucking signal, a fucking beacon, and all the spirits that are in that space, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's our boy. Hey, this is not no pseudo shit. This is some real fucking shit. Explain to me how you're still doing and thinking and feeling about the same thing, experiencing the same situation again and again and again through different people, places, and through things. How are you experiencing the same thing again and again unless you're repeating the same pattern? But it's psychological, it's deep. This is just verbal. There's emotional, and then there's visions after that, and there's practicality and shit like that. So you want to use all these elements, all these temperaments, so you can fucking transform your mind and things like that. But that's going to be like another video and things like that. But you are basically calling the universe, you're asking the universe, hey universe, fuck up my brain. I want some more pain, I want some more hurt, I want some more trauma, I want some more worry, I want some more doubt, I want some more fear. Then you're just gonna be like, yo, brother, sister, say less, I got you. Let me send you some more of that shit. God be like, bam, doing the good work of the Lord, real shit. Because that's what you asking for. But see, nobody thought us the real prayers and things like that. We just thought like, if you're like me, you thought, your dad told you, yeah, brother, you just go pray 5 times at the mosque a day, and you pray to Allah, and then Allah will give it to you, brother. Praise Allah. Then later in life, I asked my dad questions. The answers weren't consistent. One answer was this, the other answer was that. So and then they don't want to answer no questions themselves. They'll just tell you, hey man, go talk to this person over there. They know a little bit more. And that person's holding a stick and they're waiting to beat your ass if you ask them any questions that they can't answer. So you're like, man, I don't really, I don't know about this, man. This Islam, man, it looked good from the outside, but when it comes to the shit on the inside, man, I don't really know, bro. But see, that's what I'm saying. You're letting other people clutter your mind with their intellectual property. I don't give a fuck if it's Islam. I don't give a fuck if it's fucking Neil deGrasse fucking Tyson. Because he's making the curriculum, God's curriculum, so fucking hard to learn that this shit's simple. This shit's fucking easy. It's not supposed to be the Earth's magnetic field, it wobbles and shit like that. That's why, time changes and shit like that, brother. Man, that's a whole other video. But I guarantee you, all these individuals, they might not tell you that's what they doing, but you better believe they working like clockwork, like someone else's bitch. Someone else is telling them what to do. Someone else is telling them to spread this information and things like that. And how many millionaires did this left brain astronomy information make? Like, what is it? Like, now it's important. Don't get it twisted. It's important because astronomy is left brain, astrology is right brain. But when you look at the influence, when you look at like who's actually benefiting from this shit, nobody. Like, for example, over here in Canada, you got Trudeau and the carbon tax. Who's actually fucking benefiting from the carbon tax? Because Canadians aren't benefiting from it. They're just making prices go. So they not interested in benefiting you, bro. They're just interested in distracting you, working the wheel that they have been given by their masters and things like that, so they can get you in this mindset where you don't have clarity. You're like fucked up. Imagine going to the gas station. You actually think they give you a currency, a monetary system, a fucking exchange system, and they told you, hey bruh, gas costs this much, you know what I'm saying? Fuck no, it don't cost that much. According to your system, it does. But if we create our own system, that's a whole other ballgame. Now, obviously, they're not gonna let you do that, but because they probably snipe your ass and shit like that. But point being is, things are not as they show us to be. Because they want the gas prices to rocket up and things like that. Because they want you to visually be able to see that. And they want you to have that feeling with yourself, yo. They want you to create that inside of you. They want you to stress out. They want you to worry. Because you're fucking summoning a demon inside of you. You're having a seance. You're having a symbiotic experience with a being that you can't even see. That's literally creating a body inside of you. Because these are disembodied spirits, so they don't have fucking bodies to use and shit. So they need your fucking body. You know how many fucking spirits, orbs is floating around of niggas and bitches that can't leave Earth? Like, because I told you live in darkness, so you can't see. Like, man, that's actually, man, oh, man. I'm telling you guys, man, sometimes in my head, bro, it gets really interesting because you start to weigh things. Man, it should get pretty interesting in your head too, because you God's son, you God's daughter, you got thoughts and feelings, capabilities that are unknown to you still. Some shit that you can change the whole world with. You think Andrew Tate is somebody? No, bro, you're somebody. You just don't know it. Your mama and daddy slapped you around when you was a kid like me, and they was like, nah, Negro, you ain't shit. What you gotta do is you gotta follow the education system, because that's how you get a degree, and that's how you get a good corporate job, and that's how you retire, and that's how you pay our bills too. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. But with all that being said, man, knowledge is self, man. Knowledge is self. Always make sure that you're acquiring this knowledge of self, because it's right in front of your face, but you're gonna have to use some discernment and some intuition for you to be able to decode those codes and be able to, you know, pop that motherfucker like a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? As far as you creating a whole new mind that beams a whole new reality. You start to see different, you start to feel different, you start to hear things differently, you start to experience reality differently, because now you're at that level where there is no devil. So I love you guys, I appreciate you, and there's nothing y'all can do about it. Nothing. Because remember, when I say that, I'm really saying I'm actually in love with myself, and I'm so in love with myself that can nobody do anything about it. And I'm moving forward in a direction of peace, compassion, love, joy, and mercy and grace for my fucking self. Because I want to evolve. I want to change. And if you're watching this video, I hope that you're ready to evolve. You're ready to fucking change. Because that's what I'm doing in 2023. You better believe it. Inside 11 for Prime Minister for 2025. You better fucking believe it. Real shit.